The Red Sky Protocol, recovered from the encrypted final log of Lieutenant Camden Rourke, former U.S. Navy Biolab Operations, Site A-17, Exoplanet Erebos 6 Classified Project, Alderac. Top secret, sensitive compartmented information, do not disseminate. The site was constructed to study an entity referred to as Alderac, aboard an exoplanet designated Erebos 6. Alderac was discovered via a distress beacon originating from a long-dormant research facility which predated the colony established by the UN on Erebos 6, as per Site A-17 mission parameters. Any recovered data from the derelict facility was to be translated, analyzed, and contained. In the event of an Alderac positive contact, UNSC personnel were to follow a containment protocol known as the Red Sky Protocol, which outlined both defensive and offensive capabilities designed to stop the spread of the contaminant. However, after only 2 weeks of operations, all communications from Site A-17 ceased and the facility was placed on lockdown by default. An analysis of telemetry reports suggested a catastrophic failure of systems and complete loss of life. While there was no indication of a breach, UNSC forces were dispatched to the planet to investigate. A full orbital scan of Erebos 6 revealed no signs of violence, hostile or otherwise. Analysis of recovered audio logs suggests a sentient Alderac entity may have been preserved within the planet's crust for an unknown period of time. While the records are incomplete, the following documents include the only direct observation of Alderac recovered from the site. These recordings are considered highly sensitive and are to be accessed only with Level 5 clearance. Approved personnel should exercise extreme caution as exposure to these files has proven to be psychologically traumatic for many readers. Begin transmission. Begin log 413 Erebos time. This place was supposed to save humanity. Instead, it made something worse. My name is Camden Rourke. Before I was a Class 3 virologist, I served 12 years in Special Forces under the Atlantic Command. I've seen war zones that erased names from history, but nothing like this. Erebos was a black site, a terraformed red rock with 27 subterranean levels of biotech horror buried under 20 years of deniable funding. It wasn't the planet's air that was toxic, it was the ideas we brought with us. Alderac wasn't just a pathogen, it was a signal. A code you couldn't hear, but your cells could. 429 Alderac outbreak. It started with the growth tanks. Dr. Hellman went in to inspect a malfunction. His scream never stopped. Not when they pulled him out. Not when they cut out his larynx. The others thought he was in pain. I knew better. He was singing. And then the tanks ruptured. All of them. Whatever Alderac was, it didn't kill. It translated. 447 outbreak. They changed, not all at once. Some melted. Some cracked open like eggs under a black sun. Some just walked into walls until their bones broke backward. Dr. Kim's body grew a second spine. His mouth dislocated into thirds. His eyes no longer for seeing. He said my name through the wall. They weren't zombies. They were deciphered. 452. I stole a pulse rifle from security, had to pry it from Ramirez's corpse. God forgive me, but I didn't have time for prayers. The labs were collapsing, code locks screamed red. Hallways flooded with foam sealant and blood mist. The station AI tried to contain it by flooding the biopods with thermite. It just fed them. They evolved again. 512, mutation sighting, Theta Hall. I saw Jensen, he was wrong. Like his bones forgot they were meant to hold him up. He didn't run, he floated, and wept red light. He looked at me with pupil-less sockets and giggled in reverse. I put 3 rounds into his chest. The 4th he caught. Then he screamed a language I started to understand. I ran before I could respond. 534 Engineering Bay. The escape pod needed retinal clearance. Dr. Mencken had the clearance. He also had no head. but I still had his eye. Don't ask me how. They say guilt fades with survival. That I still see him blink when I sleep. 5:31 escape pod launch attempt. Failed. The override failed. The system said I was contaminated. Not by touch, by interpretation. Something in me had begun to speak the pathogen. I wasn't immune, I was becoming fluent. I smashed the controls. The pod hissed once, then sealed. I'm still here. 6:05 present. They think this place is quarantined. It's not. It's teaching. The infected don't want to escape. They want to preach. Every mutated scientist, every warped engineer, they're not drones. They're evangelists. They write runes in their own marrow. They hum equations that bleed. They're broadcasting Alderic through subsonic screams, inviting new minds to translate. And me? I'm in the vents, running out of ammo, and worst of all, starting to hum along. N-log. We opened the gates to decode God, but God was never written in love, only syntax and teeth, and transmission. Classified end of file.